and welcome back to Morning Bible. Today we will be reading Matthew chapter 17 in the New English translation. So let's dive on in. Matthew chapter 17. 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, and led them privately up a high mountain. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. Then Moses and Elijah also appeared before them, talking with him. So Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you want, I will make 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my one dear son, in whom I take great delight. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they were overwhelmed with fear and threw themselves down with their faces to the ground. But Jesus came and touched them. "Get up," he said. "Do not be afraid." When they looked up, all they saw was Jesus alone. As they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus commanded them, "Do not tell anyone about the vision until the Son of Man is raised from the dead." The disciples asked him, "Why then do the experts in the law say that Elijah must come first?" He answered, "Elijah does indeed come first and will restore all things. And I tell you that Elijah has already come, yet they did not recognize him, but did to him whatever they wanted. In the same way, the Son of Man will suffer at their hands." Then the disciples understood that he was speaking to them about John the Baptist. When they came to the crowd, a man came to him, knelt before him, and said, "Lord, have mercy on my son, because he has seizures and suffers terribly, but he often falls into the fire and into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they were not able to heal him." Jesus answered, "You unbelieving and perverse generation, how much longer must I be with you? How much longer must I endure you? Bring him here to me." Then Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the boy was healed from that moment. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, "Why couldn't we cast it out?" He told them, "It was because of your little faith. I tell you the truth, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." When they gathered together in Galilee, Jesus told them, "The Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hands of men. They will kill him, and on the 3rd day he will be raised." And they became greatly distressed. After they arrived in Capernaum, the collectors of the temple tax came to Peter and said, "Your teacher pays the double drachma tax, doesn't he?" He said, "Yes." When Peter came into the house, Jesus spoke to him first. "What do you think, Simon? From whom do earthly kings collect tolls or taxes? From their sons or from foreigners?" After he said, "From foreigners," Jesus said to him, "Then the sons are free. But so that we don't offend them, go to the lake and throw out a hook. Take the first fish that comes up, and when you open its mouth, you will find a 4 drachma coin. Take that and give it to them for me and you." That was Matthew chapter 17 in the New English translation. Today, I don't think I'll be talking about Catholics at all. So I broke a 3 or 4 episode streak of that. Don't know if people are going to see that as a good or a bad thing, but it is a thing. My first one is going to be more serious. My second one is going to be slightly less serious, but still interesting. I thought of it when I was reading it, and I had never even thought to think of this before, but it is what it is. Verses 14 to 21. I'm not going to read the whole section again, but it is making me think about how, at the end of the day, the final authority on if something is good and right and true or not does not come from your pastor, does not come from some TV evangelist or televangelist, I guess is what they are actually called. The final authority on everything is God. And we know what he thinks about things because of the Word of God, which was written by God through man. And if anyone goes against that, then they are in the wrong. I saw a snippet of a video yesterday where a guy was talking about how he was telling his congregation to not look up, to not fact check anything. He actually said that to his congregation. To be fair, I did not watch the rest of that clip or snippet, whatever you want to call it. So he very well could be joking around, but I would not be surprised if there are a lot of people who wouldn't even think to fact check their pastor. And why is that? Because he's behind a pulpit? Because he may or may not have gone to a seminary? What good is a seminary degree at the end of the day? Just because you studied under some random people that have more degrees than you're going to be getting at the end of the seminary? Did Jesus have any seminary degrees? Did any of the apostles have seminary degrees? You could argue that Paul probably would have had some sort of equivalent to a seminary degree because he was a Pharisee of Pharisees. But just because someone is more learned, in heavy air quotes, doesn't mean that they are more correct than the Bible or than just someone in the congregation who has actually read their Bible their entire life, just never went to seminary and never felt a call to teach. That seminary degree does not mean that you are above correction, though. So if your pastor says something and you're like, hold on a minute, bud, and I don't know, I think I need you to cite some sources here. I think I need you to explain this a little bit more. That is great. That's exactly what I would want a church to be doing. If your pastor is teaching something that falls outside of the realm of the Bible, they should be corrected. I also want to be very clear before people try to attack me at all for what I was saying. I don't have any problems with people going to seminary or getting seminary degrees. My stance on that is I just don't think that a seminary degree is a qualification for being a pastor or elder at a church. The qualifications for being an elder are laid out in the Bible, and a seminary degree is not numbered among them. Nothing against seminaries. I think they serve a very good purpose. I think they are very good at bringing people closer to God and better understanding the Bible, but not a qualification for elder. Now moving on to the less serious of the two issues I was wanting to talk about. In verses 25 and 26, he said, yes, when Peter came into the house, Jesus spoke to him first. What do you think, Simon? From who do earthly kings collect tolls or taxes? From their sons or from foreigners? And he said, from foreigners. Jesus said to him, then the sons are free. And with the sort of tariff war that America is in right now, it was sort of making me think, is this proof that it is biblically wrong for a nation to tax its own citizens? And instead, are countries supposed to have taxes and tariffs on foreign countries to get that money that they would be getting from their citizens? I don't have the answers, but it just made me think of it. Sort of an interesting thought process, I guess. America was doing fine before the income tax was created. So just something that I was curious about and wanted to bring up, get people to think about a little bit. So that will be it for me today. If you want to contact the show, you can email me at morningbiblepod@gmail.com. Tomorrow we will be reading through Matthew chapter 18, and I will see you then.